we ready to begin?
Good morning!
My name is Misty.
Come on, Ike, it's time.
We would be honored if you would join us.
The greatest adventure of all time.
We just become best friends.
Yep.
Come on, let's get in character.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Oh, come on!
Good morning, coffee drinkers.
Oh, so good.
Been
making my own cold brew.
Oh, you have?
I have.
At your house?
Yeah. I've been brewing. I got a cold brewer.
Brewer?
Yeah.
A gym brewer?
Nope, a cold brewer.
Got it. Just a public service announcement, folks. Our executive producer is vacuuming something down the hallway for some reason. So if you hear something in the distance, it's Mr. Jeremy Robinson doing some house cleaning.
I find it admirable that he still vacuums.
He does.
In his high level of, his position.
He likes to show the hundreds and hundreds of employees here at Brickyard Media Group that if you want something done right,
you gotta
do it yourself once a year, whether you need it or not.
Right, once a year.
Yeah. Plus, he made the mess, so he has to clean it up.
That's true.
Speaking of handsome men, today is Mr. Robert Redford's birthday.
You know what? Speaking of handsome men, why don't you flash up that photo on your screen?
Bam.
Look at that man.
What a handsome fellow.
I was just telling you when you pulled this up, he reminds me a bit of our friend Alex Seller.
That's right.
Like that smile and the dirty blonde hair. And
yeah. I wonder how old he is in this picture, because I bet you if we stacked a picture of Seller when he was this age, they're
bet
comparable.
that they would, yeah.
Because Seller at his current age does not have any hair left.
Oh, really?
No, he's bald.
I always see him with a hat.
But here's how Robert held up over the years.
It's not too bad. That's in 2012, actually. So it's still, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Not too shabby, though.
Yeah. We have a bunch of mutual friends that have worked with Mr. Redford over the years, and they say he's just the kindest gentleman.
I have heard the same about him. I want to tell you what his full real name is, because I think it's so distinguished sounding.
All right.
Charles Robert Redford Jr. Charles.
The third.
Charles Jr. Today's his birthday, and he's 84.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Actually, 85. Sorry.
Ooh.
He's 84 now, so that means he's turning 85.
Yeah, I wonder when this article that I have was written. I don't have a date. Yeah, this is written in 2020. All the stuff that I'm posting is from August 17th, 2020, which is close to... It's updated on it. This is his birthday last year that this article was written on.
Okay.
And this is saying that his storied career has spanned 61 years and includes countless Hollywood classics, from outlaw westerns like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid to political thrillers like All the President's Men.
So good.
But he's far from just a prolific actor with rugged good looks and a winning smile. He's also an Oscar-winning director, a staunch supporter of independent films, and a devoted conservationist.
Yes, he is. He reminds me a lot. So, we look at past presidents and everyone looks to Jimmy Carter as like the blueprint of a life of service. It's the cops coming to get us.
That's Robert Redford flying to set.
He is the actor version of that. Like he has his entire life, championed really good causes and like lived a life of sustainability and just trying to like lead the way of like, hey, this is what a good person does. And I'm going to be that. And I'm going to continue to do that. And, he's not one of those people. There's never been a scandal. There's never been a, oh my God, did you hear what Robert Redford did?
Yeah.
Totally. He just has lived a good life. He also, aside from being an actor and a conservationist and all those things, he is an incredible director.
Oh, yeah.
He directed one of my favorite movies ever. And I remember my mom watching it because I was like 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, that movie carried with me throughout my adult life. I watched it again when I was in college and at the advice of a friend. Ordinary People, which starred Donald Sutherland and Timothy Hutton, who I have long-standing had a crush on since I guess I was a child. I think it's one of the greatest movies that has ever been made.
Yeah.
It had Mary Tyler Moore and Judd Hirsch.
Donald Sutherland, Elizabeth McGovern.
Yeah.
And Emmett Walsh. I don't know who that is.
It was considered, it was publicly acclaimed as one of the best films of the decade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It got 4 Oscars, Best Picture. Academy Award for Best Director. And that was his breakout as a director.
Yeah.
His first film directing.
I mean, but when you've worked on so many big films as an actor, I think there's two types of actors that I encounter when I'm at work. The people that just stay on their trailer and then come out, do their lines, and go back to their trailer. And then there's the actors that like to watch and learn filmmaking when they're not on set. And I imagine that he would be, or he must have been, the type of actor that just absorbed filmmaking
completely
and learned what everybody did and became a director through, the osmosis of being on set. Mm-hmm. But before any of all that,
tell me about it.
He worked at Yosemite National Park.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, when he was 11 years old, his mom, after he was recovering from a mild case of polio in 1949, his mother took him to Yosemite National Park.
Yosemite.
Yeah, he was immediately.
Is that related to Vegemite?
Yes.
Okay.
He was immediately blown away by it and later returned to apply for a job there. 2 summers he worked at Camp Curry, now called Curry Village, and Yosemite Valley Lodge, and spent his free time immersing himself in the natural wonders of the park.
That's so cool. Yeah. He was 11.
Yeah, he told Smithsonian.com, "It gave me a chance to really be there every day, to hike up to Vernal Falls or Nevada Falls."
That's really cool. Yeah. So, I mean, he grew up that way, and he just carried that with him throughout his whole life.
Yeah.
I just read a fact, and it's totally out of order with anything, but I have to tell you because it's one of your favorite movies.
Okay.
His 4th movie that he was a director was Quiz Show.
Oh.
I know how much you love Quiz Show. He directed it, and it also he won Best Director and Best Picture. Oh no, nominations. Sorry.
I hate to be argumentative.
Yeah.
I like Quiz Show.
Oh, but
it's one of my favorites. I quote it a lot, and
which makes me think that you enjoy it.
And I use it in our promos a lot,
which makes me think you enjoy it a lot.
I like to make fun of it.
Damn you! All right, I was really excited that you were going to be really excited about that.
I just don't want the general public going like, Isaac's a big Quiz Show fan. I mean, I like it.
I think the story of it's real cool.
It is.
The original story of how that all went down.
I'm going to keep doing early Redford.
Do it, and I'm going to talk Redford movies and things.
I mean, it's probably no
cool
surprise
facts.
that he is an athletic man.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
So he earned a baseball scholarship to the University of Colorado.
Of course he did.
Right?
Of course he did. And he went to Colorado, another state known for its natural beauty. Mm-hmm. So that's not surprising either.
And in addition to track, tennis, and football, he grew up playing baseball, which eventually
so everything.
Yeah, he's just
like he
all-around.
literally is that kind of person that he can do anything that he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
I hate those people.
Well, it didn't last long. He does have the other side of him.
Didn't he get hurt?
I became the campus drunk and blew out before I could even get going. He told People in 1998.
All right.
Yeah.
I was friends with the campus drunk.
Yeah.
I loved that guy.
Oh, totally. He either dropped out or was expelled during his sophomore year.
Okay.
There are differing accounts. He then relocated to Europe, where he spent a year and a half learning about art, culture, and politics from contemporaries in France and Italy. And he's quoted as saying, "I was living with a bunch of bohemians, highly politicized, and I'd be challenged by students about my country, and I didn't know what they were talking about."
Wow.
Yeah.
He also played tennis, by the way.
Right. Tennis.
He played
football,
against Pancho Gonzalez at the Los Angeles Tennis Club. Pancho was known as one of the first famous American tennis players. He won 14 major singles titles, and he and Robert Redford used to hit balls with each other. No big.
Hit balls.
Hit balls with each other. No big deal.
He's been married twice.
He has. Lucky ladies.
He met a 17-year-old bank teller from Utah named Lola Van Wagenen.
Lola.
She lived in his building. The two were married in 1958 and moved to New York City and went on to have 4 children before divorcing amicably in 1985. And then in the late 1990s, Redford began seeing German-born painter, Sybil Snagsars.
That looks about right to me.
Szaggars.
Snagsars. Zaggars.
Zaggers. Yep.
Zaggers. There we go. Yeah. Sound it out.
So he predicted he'd never marry again. I have to be careful in terms of never saying never, but I don't think I would go there again. He told People in 1998 he was right to be wary of never. The couple tied the knot in 2009.
I would marry him right now.
Okay, well, you'd have to talk to his wife about that.
I think they got divorced.
Since 2009?
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Nope, I was
Maybe.
reading something different. Nope, they are still married.
He considers his kids to be his greatest achievement.
He might be a sister wife.
Okay. Moving right along.
It's Robert Redford.
I'm going to do money stuff now.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk more about some of his like super awesomeness. I mean, so not only is he known for movies, he's also known for some of his work on Broadway. And he was in the original 1963 cast of Neil Simon's Barefoot in the Park, which is, you know, to this day still one of those seminal Broadway plays that everyone has seen and knows. And it's performed over and over and over again. But he was the original newlywed husband. And one of the other romantic things that he's known for, of course, is his portrayal in The Way We Were with Barbra Streisand.
Oh.
Which has one of my favorite lines in a movie absolutely ever. Your girl is lovely, Hubble. Why don't you bring her for a drink when you come?
Oh, I like that. I got money numbers.
Okay. Hit me.
As an actor, here we go. On this chart, he was.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, he was the lead in 31 movies.
Wow.
So domestically, that's a B, 1 billion.
That's a B.
230,576,514 domestic box office.
Shit.
International, you can add another $681 million onto it. So worldwide, it's almost 2 billion. 1,911,789,571 in his, and it goes on to do. I guess this is an interesting fact. Only 6 supporting roles out of 31.
But the worldwide on those 6 supporting is $3 billion.
I mean, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get to his IMDb and see what.
Dang. I don't. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
I found this really interesting because I have not ever known in my head of Robert Redford being a big TV star, but he has, starting in 1960, guest appeared on numerous TV drama programs: Naked City, Maverick, The Untouchables, The Americans, Perry Mason, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Route 66, Dr. Kildare, The Twilight Zone, The Virginian, tons of things.
Yeah.
I never thought of him as really that big in TV, but he's done a lot.
Yeah, I think the times were a little bit different. Back then.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that like I'm a TV actor thing started until like the 80s. And then I think the late 90s kind of washed that back out.
Yeah, it became very prominent of like, I don't
have any facts to back that up with.
No,
either.
it's a maybe.
Just
it's
gut
just pure
shot.
speculation.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think if you were an actor back then, you just did some acting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you watch Watchmen? Did you see the first season of Watchmen?
I've seen the movie, and I've seen a couple episodes, but it didn't really capture me. So,
Well, I think this is super cool. He played President Robert Redford.
that's funny.
It was a fictionalized alternative universe version of himself where he was a politician. And so he was Robert Redford, but he was President Robert Redford.
That
Yeah.
is hilarious.
I thought it was super cool. He in the show's timeline, he became president of the United States in 1993 and was still president in 2019. So clearly they don't have term limits in alternative universe world.
Right?
But in the original Watchmen comic book that the show is a sequel to, it's mentioned that he was a contender in 1988 against Richard Nixon, who also continued his presidency beyond 2 terms. So, yeah. Later clarified that Redford himself would not appear on the show and that his name was simply being used as a tribute to the comic, though his likeness was used in the series' first episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man, there's just this is me scrolling through his IMDb.
It's insane. I mean, what a career.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's baffling.
And now he's currently got so many things that he's producing and executive producing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes
Is he
me,
producing a lot of those through his production company, Sundance Productions?
I would assume so.
Which brings us to the man also created the Sundance Film Festival.
That's true.
He's one of the creators. He's not the only one.
Yeah.
But I mean, what has arguably become one of the biggest film festivals in the world It was founded by Sterling Van Wagenen, who is head of Robert Redford's company Wildwood, and John Earl of the Utah Film Commission. And it started in 1978 in Salt Lake City, Utah, or shortly moved to outside of Salt Lake City to Sundance.
And
Utah.
it is the largest independent film festival in the U.S. with
There you go.
46,000 people attending in 2016.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
His net worth, which, these numbers are never correct. They don't get to see his bank account. But this
Right.
says he's estimated to be worth about $200 million,
Yeah.
which seems very low.
It does seem low considering the amount of money that he's pulled in for.
Yeah, with all the things that
things.
he's producing, right? Like, who did we do? We did, what's his name, last Monday? The guy with the executive producer, Dick Wolf, right?
Yes.
And he had, like, what, $500 million or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It seems like Redford, with all the things he's got going on. But it also seems like maybe Redford is a bit more of a philanthropist than...
Definitely. Definitely. And I would imagine that he sinks a lot of money back into Sundance.
Potentially,
and
yeah.
So it wasn't initially called Sundance. It was renamed in 1991 the Sundance Film Festival after his character, the Sundance Kid from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yeah.
He's got a problem with his liver.
That doesn't make me very happy.
He has liver disease.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. He's one of those people, he needs to live forever. Like, he's a good guy. We need him around.
Sorry. There's other things that just caught my attention there that I need to address later,
Okay.
off air. But
Okay.
what do we got here? Oh, we're over time.
We are.
I was like, how much more time do we have to do on Robert Redford?
We could talk about him forever.
We really could.
I mean, it's awesome.
Side note, a couple of gentlemen that I work with in the film business have taught at the Sundance. So there's a Sundance Directors Lab in the summer, which is where if you go and workshop a scene, you work with directors coaches who will help you like take the hardest part of a scene in your movie and kind of figure out how to work it out and shoot it before you go into principal photography. So you're not sitting there figuring it out in front of everybody else. I'm not going to call those guys out, but they have interacted with Mr. Redford numerous times, and they call him Bob, and he's a great dude.
I want to call him Bob.
And he's very hands-on in the director's lab, and he comes and sometimes he'll act in some of the shorts that the directors are working out and like give them notes.
That's so
and
cool.
coach them.
He also, to me, he has one of the most unique voices.
Yeah.
Like, you could pick out his voice anytime that you heard it. You'd be like, that's Robert Redford.
It sounds a lot like mine. It's a lot. Hi, I'm television's Robert Redford. Hold on, let me do it better. You do it older. Hi, I'm television's Robert Redford, here with my Newman's Own delicious sauce.
I don't. How did Paul Newman come into play?
Oh, they're brothers in a movie sometime.
Probably.
All right, well, that's Robert Redford for you.
All right. Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Don't die, man. Don't die.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Okay.
I need you.
We will see you tomorrow. Boo-doo, boo, boo-doo.